Episode 5: Alexander the Great, the man who conquered everything. Few names in history carry the same weight as Alexander the Great. By the time he was 30, he had created one of the largest empires the world had ever seen, stretching from Greece to Egypt, Persia, and even India. But how did one man accomplish so much in such a short time? Today we're diving into the life, conquests, and legacy of the greatest military commander in history. Alexander was born in 356 BCE in Macedonia, a kingdom on the northern edge of Greece. His father, King Philip II, had already made Macedonia a dominant power, but it was Alexander who would take it to the next level. From an early age, he was trained by the greatest minds and warriors of his time, including Aristotle, who taught him philosophy, science, and strategy. At just 20 years old, Alexander became king after his father's assassination. Almost immediately, he crushed revolts in Greece and set his sights on his father's ultimate goal, the conquest of the Persian Empire. In 334 BCE, Alexander crossed into Asia with 40,000 men and began a campaign that would shake the ancient world. His first major victory came at the Battle of Granicus, where his innovative tactics overwhelmed the Persian forces. But his true genius was displayed in 333 BCE at the Battle of Issus, where he personally led a charge against the Persian king Darius III, forcing him to flee. From there, Alexander marched through Egypt, where he was welcomed as a liberator and even declared a god by the priests of Amun. But his greatest victory came in 331 BCE at the Battle of Gaugamela. Though outnumbered, Alexander's strategic brilliance shattered the Persian army, and Darius was eventually killed by his own men. With this victory, Alexander became the ruler of the Persian Empire, but he wasn't done yet. Determined to push further, he led his army into India in 326 BCE, where he faced King Porus at the Battle of the Hydaspes River. Though victorious, this was his hardest-fought battle, and his weary troops finally refused to march any further. With no choice but to turn back, Alexander returned to Babylon, where he planned his next conquests. But he would never see them realized. In 323 BCE, at just 32 years old, Alexander died under mysterious circumstances. Some believe it was poisoning, others say it was disease. With no clear successor, his empire fractured, leading to the rise of the Hellenistic kingdoms, which carried his legacy for centuries. Alexander the Great changed the world, blending Greek, Persian, and Egyptian cultures into what became known as the Hellenistic era. His impact can still be felt today, from the cities he founded, like Alexandria in Egypt, to the tactics still studied by military leaders. But was he truly great, or just a ruthless conqueror driven by ambition? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to follow and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.